I'll refer you to the minutes of your meeting on Monday, March 28, 2011, when there was a discussion about whether or not the county needed to furnish a building. And according to the minutes, it says the county does not have to furnish a building. That's your own minutes of meeting, your meeting.
And I think furnish from that standpoint meant free of charge. So that's when we were discussing paying rent up here or wherever.
Personally, I wish you were here 18 months, because I was asking these same questions. And you just said, we got to move, we got to move, we got to move, we got to hire an architect, we got to move. And that's all I heard. And now we're back to square one. We're talking about staying in the same place that isn't fit, wasn't fit. That's what I was told. Now you're worried about being in the building and not having an occupancy agreement that you've been in since at least the 70s. I don't really understand this circular, ongoing discussion we've had.
Well, it's offensive to the county to think that we would have taken care of our obligation for all the citizens of this county to have a 911 facility. And then we would
You're
kick somebody
assuring
out.
us that you're not going to make the center move, but you won't guarantee it for some reason. What is the reason that you won't guarantee it?
Because we already have.
You won't guarantee it because you don't, because what?
There was a motion 2 months ago at the Board of Supervisors. We voted 5-0 to say that we had no intention of using that other, or using the facility they're at. Right now, we had no further, because we kept being suggested in this meeting that we had to get out of there. We had to get out of there. We had to get out of there. So we finally had a motion, an official motion, 5-0. I can't remember if Ron was on board then or if it was still Jim Rosine, but I know Steve was. It's been public knowledge for a long time that there's no intention of the county to use that building for any other reason.
Well,
And you can go to the auditor's office and look at the minutes of the meeting if you want to. Look
I
it
would
up.
just suggest to you that the city of Washington, the other members of this commission do not enforce that, what it says in the minutes of one of your meetings. That's not an enforceable binding agreement.
That's another reason this commission needs to be disbanded. For 11 years, I've been coming to these meetings, and it's been the same thing. A pissing match between the city and the county. And don't tell me it hasn't been, because it has been. I come to these meetings for 11 years. And it's time that these two communities, the City of Washington and the Board of Supervisors, do what's best for this community. And that's not being done. Because I get tired of sitting here and listening to the city to say this, the county say this. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We need to work together. We're here for one reason, that's the people in this community. It's not about the City of Washington or the city or the rest of the people in the county. It's about the citizens of this whole county. Why are we having this discussion? For 11 years, I've listened to this.
Now, I will take responsibility for this unneeded, as somebody states, 1.5 years, because you want to know why? It was out of a want to be fair, a want to find the best use of the money. We were told we had a short period of time that we had to leave. Rather than put new equipment in a building that was going to be level, we wanted to find the best thing. That's why we got an architect. That's why we got a consultant on the electronics.
18 months ago.
That's right. Every time we got to a point where we were going to decide, another idea came up. Out of fairness, we agreed to look at other options. We've looked at option after option after option after option. All of them beyond our ability to pay for.
Right.
this is something we can do. All we're doing now, I mean, I'll say, yeah, it took us that long because out of fairness, I said, let's try to work together and find what's best for the people.
Yep. It's about the people.
Now then, we're coming up with something that hopefully will.
Yeah.
All we're asking for is that 2 years from now, it won't go, well, we've decided we're going to build a high-rise there. You got to be gone. That's all we're asking for.
That's
And
why
it's a
we-
protection for everybody in the county, not just the city of Washington, not just the county, it's everybody's protection because it's written down in black and white. That's all. That's all I'm asking for.
As this commission, we have to look at what's going to happen 20 years from now.
That's right.
If 20 years from now, this building may not be the best thing for this county or that sitting over there.
That's right.
It's probably going to be a new building. With some of the stuff 911's looking at, if they're going to start regionalizing, who's to say that Washington isn't going to be the community they're going to choose? But we have to quit this feuding stuff. It seems like to me it's nothing but a big feud. And I'm not the only I'm not the only one who feels this.
I agree.
You can go out in the community and ask. We have to do what's best for the whole 911 system of this county. And if Henry County is wanting to come in, there's a possibility that we're going to grow. Who's to say Louisa County isn't going to say, hey, I want to come in, or Keokuk County, these smaller counties that can't afford this equipment.
That's why the motion states that we're looking towards the future.
And that's why we've
And
got
that's what we should be doing.
You know, if we're looking 3 years of planning and then 2 years of building or whatever, 5 years from now, that makes more sense than to keep rushing this stuff. You know? It makes more sense. For
That's why
11
I
years,
think-
I've sat in these meetings and listened to this.
That's why I thank the Board of Supervisors sitting back in the corner back there for coming up with an idea that gives us a chance to plan for the
You know, it's
future.
just like the formula. There's nothing to say that formula can't be changed. Who said it probably needs to be? Because that formula is probably, what, 5, 6 years old or older? Because it was a long time ago that we sit here, had these same discussions about that formula. It may not fit today's needs, may not fit 10 years from now. So we've got to be willing to change and get along and, you know,